welcome back to The Budding Entrepreneur. My name is INGRED AWUOR. I'm a model coach and a fashion show producer.
Now, Ingrid, thank you very much for bringing us back from the break. Let's speak about now Black Dust models. So this is an academy that trains models on how to become specific models depending on where their niche lies, where they feel it's more suitable for them. Can you just tell us about it and kindly give us more information how it came to being and why venture into training models?
Okay. So Black Dust Models was initially an agency before it became an academy. So there were challenges here and there, and then I decided why not make it a training academy where I'm basically just training models and showing them how to be professional models. The reason why I switched into an academy was because I kept attending so many fashion shows, and I am a very professional person and I'm a perfectionist. So every time I was attending fashion shows, I would just see the mistakes models were making on the runway. Then I remembered that I have been training catwalk for a very long time, though through my agency. So I said, wow, this is like serious mistakes they are making, and whoever was training them probably did a great job, but let me just use this opportunity. So that's how I switched from the agency to academy.
Now, how do you get people to enroll into the academy?
To get models, you mean?
Yeah, how do you get now trainees?
Okay, to the academy. Yeah. So I do, again, marketing. Social media marketing is the key right now because everybody's online. Everybody's online looking for something. Everybody's on Google looking for something. So I mostly just do social media marketing, word of mouth, and also my current students, referring other new students to me. So that's how I get my models.
What goes now into training? What facilities do you need?
Yeah.
Infrastructure, say budget-wise, and also the other people you bring on board.
Yeah. So in my academy, I have an assistant. So she is a model that also went through my training. So I made her my assistant catwalk coach. So it's now the two of us training in my academy. And what you need is a studio. So you need a studio space, very big, where models can make at least a minimum of 20 meters catwalk. Yeah, because if they can make 20 steps, at least with 20 steps you're able to correct. So you need a studio size you need a studio space of that size. So what you need is a studio space. You need someone, again, to coach when you're not able to coach, because I have a social life, a family life. So you also need a lot of graphic work, and you need an office. Yeah, so you need an office, studio, you need assistant training coach, yes.
Speaking about people training and all this, now let's talk about the models. Are you only concentrating on the female models, or are you also dealing with the male models?
I train both female and male. Unfortunately, not so many guys come to me for training, so I've trained a few guys. Back in the years, I've trained a few guys, but I focus more on women, but I'm open to training men and women, yes.
So when you train, obviously they come to you because they trust you, yes, and they trust your work. They've
yes.
seen what you've done through all this time, for over a decade that you've been in the business.
Yes.
You've said you don't do model management, but is there a way you find yourself hooking them up, yes, to someone where they can get a gig? Because you're also a fashion show producer,
yeah,
meaning you will need models.
Yeah.
But you said you also don't want to look biased because you're bringing only your models.
Yeah.
So how do you help
Sometimes
them?
I get clients still come to me and say, oh, we know you deal with models, we need models. I will still definitely bring in my students. So I still get clients who are looking for models, and I still bring in the models from my academy. And I still get, and there are so many random jobs that someone just calls and says, I need models. I will definitely involve my students, but I don't make it there fully that I'm a model manager. I'm a model coach. But if there's opportunities for, giving models work, I will definitely recommend my models.
speaking about you recommending models and giving your models work and getting all those referrals, or you recommending people, I just want to understand now, how does running a modeling academy or being a modeling coach translate into a profitable venture whereby you're making some money?
Yeah, because the models pay for packages. So for you to learn like a full course of catwalk and modeling, you'll need like 14 sessions, 12 to 14 sessions. These 12 to 14 sessions are split again into almost 18 hours. So that's all you need, and then you pay for it. So just like you go to a school and pay for a course, it's the same way you pay for your courses with me.
Any indirect revenue coming into the modeling coaching business, apart from the money you get from models who are enrolling? Any other indirect? Unless
a client needs models, and then I make commission through that. Yes, because if a client needs models, I will make a commission.
Now, I also will take you to a question that maybe I might have asked, but I also just want to understand. People coming to enroll into your modeling academy and all that, how are they guaranteed that this is going to be a job that is going to bring food on their table, is going to be profitable?
Yes.
When they enroll for your modeling agency, that is, how unique are you from the rest?
Yeah, good question. Okay, that's a good question. So mostly I get models who are very skeptical in the beginning. So they're like, how will I pay all this? How am I guaranteed that I'm gonna be that good model? But I always tell them to believe in me. One is I tell my models to believe in me, and I tell them to be patient. But one thing I push my models most on is to be go-getters. So you're not gonna come to me to learn a whole package and then you go back, sit and be lazy. So I push my models. Whenever there are audition opportunities, I send to them. I teach them how to hack auditions. Because for a model, for you to be noticed, is how do you present yourself at auditions. You can be very tall, but that doesn't matter. How do you present yourself at auditions? So I focus on topics that help my models grow, and I focus on their confidence. Because you're not gonna tell a model to go for audition when she doesn't have confidence. Yeah, so I work on confidence so much that by the time I'm done with you, you are a different version of yourself.
We have, right now, if you walk in town and you meet a pretty lady, though you ask them what you do, the first thing they'll say is they're models, because they own a smartphone and they can pose and take some photos of them and post online. That makes them automatically a model.
Yeah.
So what is the difference from a trained model, which is what you do, from those self-proclaimed models and influencers online?
Right.
And why would a brand choose a trained model over an influencer who is just online, who is known because got some good clout?
All right, so the models you say have smartphones, we call them Instagram models. It's allowed because Instagram gives you a space where you can just showcase your beauty. It's allowed, but if a model wants now to move it from Instagram model to a professional model, now they have to come to a coach. All right, that's where now you will be taught how to be professional, because it takes a lot to be a professional model. It's not the beauty, it's how you present yourself. It's about personality. Most successful models are great because of their personalities. And so that's why you are an Instagram model struggling, but a professional model is getting booked because she knows how to carry out herself, she knows how to behave. And this cuts across how do you interact with photographers, how do you interact with designers, how do you interact with your coach, how do you interact with clients. So for example, an audition is called and you're late. Why were you late? So these are part of the professionalism. Now, if it's during a photo shoot and then a stylist say, we're gonna give you this big wig, and then you think it's terrible, so you start to have attitude. This is part of professionalism. As a model, anything that is put on you by a stylist, any picture that is taken by a photographer is right. Like, you have no say. If they tell you now you're going to pose in cemetery, you have no say. It is the stylist call, the director's call, and the photographer's call. Now, what makes you a professional model is if you just get along and you know this is my job and I'm gonna get paid and I need to be disciplined. Now, when we talk about influencers, brands target influencers because of the engagement. You are a model and she is an influencer. The reason why brands would go to an influencer is because of the engagement that the influencer will give them, as opposed to a model who is just a model. But if you're a model stroke an influencer, then definitely your engagement is up, just like an influencer. So we are in an era where models should think of combining their modeling career with being influencers.
Are you teaching your models to embrace the insurgence of social media and all these platforms and incorporate them into the modeling career?
Yes, my models, I teach them branding and social media identity. It's part of the course.
So I also want to understand, there's a person who wants to venture into modeling coaching and model coaching, and there's a person who wants to venture into modeling. Where is the employment? Where is the money? Where is the profitability?
So if you want to become a model coach, if you're passionate, it's totally fine. You will definitely make money. If you want to become a model, you will still make money. It depends on your niche. Because if you're a commercial model, you will make a lot of money. A lot of money that, you know, you'll be very successful and afford your lifestyle. So where there's less money and less profitability is in catwalks. Because there's not so many catwalk jobs like in other places or other countries. So you'd find, like, before the virus hit, there were a lot of catwalk jobs like every weekend. But since the virus hit, there's not so much catwalk work. And also catwalk is not high paying. You'd find that if a model does like a show, they get between 5K to maybe 20, sometimes 5 to 40, depending on the client. And until how long until you get such shows? Yes.
Compare our fashion, our catwalk and fashion events to like what we have, say, New York Fashion Week, London Fashion Week, Tokyo and all that, Paris. People, the stakeholders in fashion should improve more so that modeling and your work becomes more profitable.
Sponsorship. If brands are willing to partner with show producers and event organizers, we can take this industry very far. They just need to believe in our vision, to believe in us, and even have members of their companies on board. Yeah, because the issue might be like, why am I giving in so much money and I don't know how it will be used? But if I have somebody from the company, you still collaborating with the event organizers, we can change the industry. The problem is in the sponsorship.
Meaning sponsorship is a problem in Kenya. Any
Yes.
other now challenges that are there that are facing your job as a modeling coach and also as a fashion show producer?
As a model coach, I'm affected because of studio. Yeah, I don't own my studio yet. Imagine if I had my own studio. Now, studio spaces is not easy to get. Now, even if you get a studio space, they will probably charge you a lot of money. I am currently training my models at AlphaFit. It's a very big gym that is like a warehouse. So the owner is very kind enough to give me that space to train my models. So I'm currently training my models at AlphaFit gym. And imagine you need such huge spaces for training, because you are not going to squeeze models in like a small room and call it a studio. And right now there's COVID, you need a big space, or you need an outdoor rooftop or something like that. But what happens if it's raining and the weather changes again? Yeah.
Let's speak about how now you balance your work, because being a model is like wearing an alter ego, being a different person, even you're walking, because this is something you need to be doing all the time so that you get used to it.
Yeah.
Where is the clear-cut line between now modeling and now becoming a normal person, a family person, a friend to other people who do not like get this modeling business?
Yeah, that's an interesting question, because I've struggled. From modeling to friends, I've struggled because there was a time, or sometimes people think you're snobbish because probably I still have the work face. So when I'm working or when I'm teaching my models, I always feel like I'm a different person because I need to get the work done. Even when I was a model, I feel like it's different setup. So you really need to switch. You really need to say, oh, now I'm in another world, I need to switch. So sometimes when probably people find you in your work mode phase, they will say you're snobbish. These are some of the challenges I've gone through. And it takes people time to understand that you are not that person in the fashion world. In the social world, you are a very different person. So these are challenges that so many models go through, I'm sure. And also the fact that people think you are high and mighty. So people are scared of approaching you because you are a fashion model, they've seen your pictures, because we change. During photo shoots, we are not the same. If you go through my pictures, I am not the same. And then if you find me at home in Adera, I'm like, is she even the one? Yeah, so such challenges. So it might take someone, somebody needs to take their time to understand that there's a work side, there's a fashion side, then there's a normal person. Yes.
There's one thing that seems to take toll on models, and especially the ones who are doing pageantry and these other modeling that needs you to be fit. We have people who go into anorexia. You eat and then you swallow some tablets so that you go throw up.
Yeah.
The pressure of staying fit,
Yeah.
the pressure of maintaining the poise, the pressure of just having that body so that you are picked, you are cast for gigs.
Yeah.
Does it hit you? Does it hit your models? How do you advise them to keep their heads up?
Yeah, so I encourage my models to do fitness and to watch their diet. Because you might work out, but the secret is in how much you eat. So I always encourage my models, don't eat specific food, but just watch the portion. I am not a nutritionist, but I have a friend who is a nutritionist. I get tips from her, and she says, just tell your models to eat in portion. And then if they can do yoga, if they can do fitness, if they can do any form of fitness, that's good. But my days as a model, I was skinny, but then there was that pressure of being skinny because in high fashion, most skinny models are the ones who are getting booked. Yes, so there's that pressure.
The future of modeling in Kenya, the future of model training, where is it? Where do you see this business, say, in the next decade or 5 years? And where do you also see yourself?
I see myself going bigger. I see myself expanding because I want to have like a whole empire. I want to own like my own fashion magazine. So I see that even if I will have my own fashion magazine, I will still work with models because I don't want to deviate from working with models. So where I am headed still has to be modeling and fashion. So I see myself growing, and I also see right now there are so many upcoming model coach, so I feel that's a good thing. But it would be nice if there were more shows, more fashion shows, more photo shoot jobs, and if designers were actually hiring professional models and not their friends. When you're hiring your friends to pose for you, models are not getting work. When you're hiring influencers to market your brands, models are not getting work. So yes, if people could be more open-minded to hiring professional models, then the industry would grow.
From a green normal person to now being a trainee in the modeling school or academy, to gracing a show, gracing billboards, gracing product advertising, PTCs and all that, we have been speaking about modeling. Now, this seems to be a very profitable venture. If you think you can survive and dive deep into this field, then grasp the lessons that you have learned. Walk with them, embrace them, have passion, and go ye and become a successful entrepreneur. This has been the Budding Entrepreneur. My name is Preston J. See you next time.